Alrighty, I have a super interesting topic I want to talk about. I've never really thought about this question until of late, to be honest. I think doing a video a day starts, it just gets you thinking around topics and conversations that you normally probably just dismiss. And recently we've been doing a lot of, transferring of our bank accounts and upgrading our Telstra accounts and like just working with a lot of different vendors from essentially you deal with daily or essentially not daily, but you deal with all the time. And every time you make a phone call, the number one thing that they ask you as a recording is, do you wish for this phone call to be recorded for training and compliance reasons? And essentially, I never really thought about it before, and I've never actually said no. Please don't record this conversation. Once you hop off to actually talk to a representative, you kind of just like dismiss it and put it in the back of their mind and just move on. What I'm curious to know is how often do people actually state they do not wish to have the call recorded? Because essentially, where my mind goes is it just become kind of like a mind-numbing conversation in the back of the mind that essentially every time you hop on a call and you hear that, you just dismiss it and ignore it because it's been there for, I feel like 20 years, whatever it's been there for now, a long time. But yeah, who actually hops on the call and jumps on a representative and say, no, I actually do not want my call to be recorded. Can you please ensure that doesn't happen? And then what technology do they have on their side to actually not have that call recorded? Because I'm pretty sure, especially with technology and the way I understand it, every call is going to be recorded whether you like it or not. Whether it gets used is a different purpose. And I suppose if you have that conversation, say, no, I don't want this call to be used, totally get it. But the actual call itself is going to be recorded because if I can guarantee the person receiving that phone call, they're not going to have technology to actually hit a button that says, do not record this call. This is my assumption. I don't know. I've never worked in a call center. I'd love to know your opinion on this and is this even a thing or not? It would be super interesting to know. But essentially, I've got two questions. One is, do you ever ask? One is, do you ever ask for that call to not be recorded, and what percentage of that even happens? And two, does the representative on the other end even have the opportunity to not record the call, or essentially they just need to put a note in the system to say, no, don't use this phone call for training purposes in the future? That would be, I'd love to know the answer on that. Don't know why. I've only been thinking of it late, just something that popped in my mind. Never really thought about it or even processed this conversation before in my life. Yeah. All right, cheers guys.